Hello, dear AP TET candidates. Welcome back to my Grammar for Success channel. In this video, I am going to give you explanation of AP TET 2A English Model Question Paper 1. I therefore request all of you to watch this video very carefully till the end and try to learn the new things if at all you come across in this explanation. I also request all of you to share this video with all your friends who are also going to take the TET examination along with you very shortly. Thank you so much. Now let's get into the video. 2A English Model Question Paper 1 Standard Level, and this question paper has been framed strictly based on the latest AP DSC TET 2025 2A English syllabus. Okay, I hope most of you have answered these questions very well, and anyway, here I am going to give you explanation for all the questions. Please compare your answers with my answers. If at all, if anything goes wrong, okay, in my explanation, please bring it to my notice and mention it in the comment section. Okay, and now let's get into the video. On vocabulary, 10 questions are given. Choose the synonym of benevolent. Whenever you happen to give the synonym of any word, you should know the meaning of that. So the meaning of that itself is called a synonym. So benevolent means what? Here you pay attention. The very first one is the right one. Kind, not cruel, harsh, and wicked. You know very well. And therefore, your answer is A. Right. You go to the second question. Choose the antonym of prosperity. Antonym means the opposite word. So what is the opposite of this prosperity? Whenever you happen to give the antonym for some word, you should know its meaning first. Then only you can guess and give the opposite of that word. For example, prosperity. Prosperity means what? Good time or wealth and so on. So prosperity means wealth. So automatically the opposite of that is poverty. So prosperity, success no, wealth no, and growth no, but only poverty, because poverty means wealth. The opposite of wealth is what? Poverty. So that is why. So you can easily guess and give the antonym of any word given in the examination. Here is the third question. Identify the correctly spelled word. What is the word given here? Separate, separate, separate. So before you give the correct spelling of this word, first of all, you have to write the word on a piece of paper, cutting the word into syllable. For example, say. Say is always say. Pa, pa, rate, rate, rate. All of you know very well all these things. Say, yes, he say, pa, pa, rate, rate. So separate, that is the word, separate. Where is that separate? Say, pa, rate. The very first word is the right one. And here you see separate, yes, he, PE is there, therefore this is wrong. SEPERET is there, wrong. SEPERET is there, therefore wrong. So B, C, D are wrong. Only the first one is the right one. Fourth question, choose the correct one word substitute. What is the statement given here for which you have to choose the one word substitute? Here you pay attention. A person who writes for newspapers. What is this person who writes for newspapers called? Here you pay attention. Novelist? No. Yes, dramatist no, essayist no, but only a journalist. So a journalist is the person who writes for newspapers. Of course, even a reporter is also there. He only reports the news items from various places. A reporter is an ordinary news reporter, you know very well. But journalist is a different person. So if you want to become a journalist, you should have got through the BCJ course or the MCJ course, Bachelor of Communication in Journalism or Master of Communication in Journalism. So BCJ, MCJ, these courses are available in the Usmania University. Anybody can do that course. So anybody who does that course will become a journalist, will be called a journalist. Okay, and that is there. A person who writes for newspapers is called a journalist. And here, fifth one, choose the correct phrasal verb. So what is the sentence given here? You pay attention. He could not dash the shock of his father's death. So he could not dash. What phrasal verb should be used in that blank? And then what are the options given? Get over. The very first one is the right option. Get up is the is not the right one. Get off is not the right one. Get in is not the right one. Get over means to recover from some shock, some illness, from some kind of loss, recovering from some kind of unpleasant situation is called get over. So here the shock of his father's death. Therefore, you have to say get over. Get over means recover. And here get up means to rise up from bed or to rise up from the position of sitting. So that is called a get up. Please, he got up early in the morning. Get off. Get off means to get down from. He got off the bus at Dilsukh Nagar and went to his office. So get off means to get down from. And get in means you know very well. Please get into the car. Please get into the house. Please get into the bus. Get in, you know very well. So here, these are the other phrasal verbs that don't fit in this blank except this phrasal verb that is get over. Okay. And now the sixth question is like this. Choose the correct idiom. So some idiom is given. What idiom is given here? To break the ice. Okay. This is the idiom given, and he is asking you to find out the meaning for that. And here you pay attention. To start a conversation. Okay, the very first one is the right one. To break the ice means to start a conversation. To shatter something, no. To make a nice, no. To lose patience, no. So these are not the right ones, only the A1 is only the right one. Seventh question, choose the correct collocation. Collocations are very important. Collocation means combination of words. Certain words are there. They go in combination with certain words only. So that is called a collocation. So here one statement is given with a blank. She paid dash attention to the lecture. So what should be used before this? Deep attention. No, you don't say deep attention. Close attention, right? Tall attention, no. Wide attention, no. So here this goes with this word. So this word only can form a collocation with this word. Close attention is only there, but not deep attention. Deep attention is not there, but close attention. Okay, she paid close attention means very careful attention to the lecture and all that. So that is the meaning it conveys, and therefore B is your answer. You go to the eighth question. Choose the correct prefix for the word honest. What prefix can be used before this honest means? Here are given some prefixes. You choose the most suitable one. Un, no. In, no. Miss, no. Only this. You can say honest, dishonest. He is an honest man, but she is a dishonest woman. You go to the ninth one. The word omniscient means what? Omniscient. Omni means all. Scient means knowledge. Okay, that is the meaning. The word itself carries the meaning. Omniscient means all knowledgeable person. Okay, all knowing person. That is the meaning. All powerful, no. All seeing. God knows everything means God can see everything. Because he knows everything means he sees everything. So therefore, omniscient means all seeing, all present, no. All loving, no. So therefore, your answer is the B1. Omniscient means all seeing, all knowing. You go to the 10th question. Choose the correct proverb. So what proverb is given here? A rolling stone gathers no dash. So some dash is given here. What to be used in the blank? So a rolling stone gathers no dust. A rolling stone gathers no grass, no moss, no wealth. You know very well about this popular proverb. A rolling stone gathers no moss. Therefore, dust, grass, wealth, they are not the right answers. Only moss is the right answer. The second section of this question paper is grammar. And in this section, I am going to give you as many as 15 questions. So the first section, the second section can also be attempted or solved even by the 1A candidates. Okay. 11th one, identify the correct tense. Okay, on tenses, some question is given here. What is that? She dash in Hyderabad since 2012. So what tense should be used there? Lived? No. Has been living? Yes. Was living? No. Lives? No. Because has been living means this is present perfect continuous tense. This only should be used in this. It is because in this sentence there is since plus point of time. Remember, whenever there is since plus point of time in the given sentence, in the front part of the sentence, there must be used either present perfect tense or present perfect continuous tense. This is a standing rule. Therefore, this B is your answer, right? And you go to the 12th question, change into passive voice. Some sentence is given here and you have to change this into passive voice. What sentence is given here? They are repairing the road. They are repairing what? The road. This is the object, okay? This is the verb and it is in the present continuous tense. You can easily do that. Before you choose the correct answer, let us do that here on our own. The road singular is being, okay, repaired, okay, repaired by them. Okay, the road is being repaired by them. Generally, the road is being repaired means by the engineers or by the road workers only. This by them is automatically understood. Therefore, you may use it, you may not use it. Now you look at the given options. The road is repaired. So this is not the right one. It is because, so this is in the present continuous. When you change the present continuous into passive voice, if the object is singular, is being is used. If the object is plural, are being is used. But here only is used. Therefore, this is wrong. And here the road is being repaired. This is the right one. Is being is used. And the road has repaired. No, the road repaired. No. So therefore, B is only your answer. All others are wrong. You go to the 13th question. What is that? Choose the correct preposition. Okay. And what sentence is given here? He is fond dash classical music. And what are the options given here? Of. The very first one is the right one. In is not correct. For is not correct. With is not correct. Fond of. Because this fond goes only with the preposition of. And I have already told you that certain words in the English language will go only with certain specific prepositions and nothing else. For example, fond is there. It always goes with of. Congratulate is there. It always goes with on. Used is there. It always goes with of. So certain words will always go only with certain prepositions and nothing else. That's why you have to memorize the list of words and prepositions. Fond is always used with the preposition of, and therefore blindly you can say fond of. He is fond of classical music. 14th one, choose the correct article. Okay, what is the sentence given here? He is dash honest man. So what article should be used here? A, no. An, yes. The, no, no article. So he is an honest man. Why an here means this word is beginning with a vowel sound. Though it is beginning with H, it is beginning with this sound. So this H is there, but it is dead. It is silent. And we are pronouncing the word from this O. O is giving a vowel sound, and therefore there is a standing rule in the English language. Before a consonantal sound, we must use A. Before a vowel sound, we must use an. So this is a standing rule. Okay, and therefore here H is silent and we are pronouncing the word from O. O is giving a vowel sound, and therefore we have to use an. Now you go to the 15th question. Identify the correct modal use. That means the correct use of the modal auxiliary. That is the meaning. What sentence is given here? Let us have a glance at it. You dash not smoke here. So what should be used here? What are the options given here then? Could, should, must, mustn't. So could you cannot use. You couldn't smoke here. No. Should, no. Mustn't, no. Because already not is there. Already here not is there, and therefore this is outright eliminated. Must, you must not smoke here. Must indicates a prohibition, impose a strict rule. You can also say should, but it is not that strict. Okay, you should not smoke here means it is not strictly asking the man not to smoke there. But here must means it is totally prohibited or it is totally forbidden to smoke there. That is the meaning it conveys, and therefore it imposes a strict rule, whereas this doesn't impose a strict rule. And therefore here in the matter of smoking, the rule must be very, very strict, and therefore here this C must be used here. You must not smoke here. That means you are forbidden from smoking here. Okay, you are prohibited from smoking here. That is the meaning it conveys, and therefore this C, this must be used in this blank. And you go to the 16th question. Choose the correct question tag. What sentence is given here? She can speak French. Some blank is given. And what should we use there? This sentence is a positive statement. You know very well, for a positive statement, the question tag is negative. For a negative statement, the question tag is positive. And here the statement is positive, and therefore the question tag must be negative. Can she? No. Can't she? Yes. Does she know? Doesn't she know? So hey, therefore, can't she is only the correct question tag to be used in this blank. 17th question. Choose the correct form. Okay, what question is given here? He runs faster than dash boy in his class. Okay, what must be used in this blank? And what are the options given here? Any. No, you cannot say any after than. You can say only any other. Okay, whenever you are comparing one person with many persons, after than, you must use any other only you have to use, or all other you can use, but simply any cannot be used. And therefore, this is on the right one. Every no, all no. So therefore, B is going to be your answer. And you move on to the 18th question. Identify the correct indirect speech. That means you are given some sentence in the direct speech that you have to change into the indirect speech. Okay. And what sentence is given here? Very simple. He said, I am late. Okay. And what is the indirect speech of this means? Just let us do it on our own. Afterwards, let us check for the correct answer, right? He said, this said is always called the reporting verb, and this part, the part that is put in the inverted commas, is called the direct speech. And you know very well, but for this, the whole sentence is said to be in the direct speech. But for this, the whole sentence is called the direct speech. You know that very well. And here he said, okay, it's a said sentence. He said, and you have to use a connecting word between this reporting verb and this direct speech. That is nothing but the word that. So therefore, you have to use that as a connecting word between this reporting verb and this direct speech. Therefore, it becomes he said that. Okay, and I, who is this I? I is none other than this he, the subject of the reporting verb. When you turn this I into he, it becomes again he. And am always is turned into was. And I made a beautiful video on this direct and indirect speech. If you can watch it, there will be no problem at all for you in answering the questions given on direct speech and indirect speech and all that. And here late, that doesn't change, and late. So this is the right sentence. He said that he was late. Okay. And let me tell you one important thing. Sometimes in these modern days, some writers are dropping this connecting word also. Sometimes certain writers drop this connecting word. They simply say, he said he was late. That is correct. He said that he was late. Connecting word may be used, may not be used in some sentences. Okay, that does not make any big difference. So therefore, here he said that he was late, right? He said he was late, that is also right. And now let us look at the given options. He said that he is late, so is not turned into was, therefore this is wrong. He said he was late, this is right. He says, no, when said is there, how can it be says? Therefore this is wrong. He said that I was late, I should be turned into the subject of the reporting verb, but here it is not so, and therefore this is wrong. So A, C, D are wrong, only the B1 is only the right one. He said he was late. Here the connecting word that is dropped. Even then, it is 100% a correct sentence, right? And you go to the 19th question. Identify the type of sentence. So what sentence is given here? What a wonderful surprise. What a wonderful surprise. What kind of sentence is this? Is it an assertive sentence? No. An interrogative sentence? No. An imperative sentence? No. But it is an exclamatory sentence, because an exclamatory mark is used at the end of the statement. And therefore, on seeing the punctuation mark, you can easily understand whether it is an interrogative sentence or an imperative sentence or an exclamatory sentence, and so on. So it is here, exclamatory mark is there, therefore it's an exclamatory sentence. And for assertive and imperative, only full stop is used at the end. For an interrogative sentence, the question mark is used. So in that way also, you can identify the type of sentences. 20th question, choose the correct voice. Okay. So some sentence is given here. You have to find out its voice. Okay. And what sentence is given here? The homework was done by Ravi. Okay, and what is the voice of the sentence? It is in the passive voice, because yes, the helping verb is given and PP verb. After the helping verb, PP verb is given and by the preposition is given. Then these are the features of the passive voice. Okay, and therefore the homework was done by Ravi. Right, this is a passive voice. Okay, and active voice no, passive okay, both no, none no. So, right, after was there must be an ing form verb. But here PP verb is there, past participle form of the verb. And this tells you that the sentence is in the passive voice. 21st question, choose the correct sentence. Okay, and here you pay attention. She don't like tea. No, she is the third person singular. You have to say doesn't, but don't is used, therefore wrong. She doesn't likes. Okay, after doesn't, you should not use the verb in the singular number. Okay, she doesn't likes, you should not say, you should say she doesn't like, therefore the she doesn't like tea, right? She not like tea, wrong. So A, B, D are wrong, only C is right. You go to this 22nd question, choose the correct degree of comparison. Okay, what is that sentence given here? This rose is the dash of all. So what must be used there? Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful, very beautiful. So most beautiful, not A, not B, not D. Only most beautiful must be used, because this is being compared with all the flowers in the world. Whenever you compare one person with all the persons, okay, with all the things, with all the flowers, with all the animals, so then there you have to use the superlative degree. Therefore, most beautiful. It's a superlative degree. This rose is the most beautiful. Therefore, C is the answer. 23rd question. Identify the correct transformation. You know about the transformation. That means changing of the sentence from one shape into another shape. That itself is called the transformation. And what sentence is given here? He is too weak to walk. And this is the shape of this sentence. Too. So then you are going to change this sentence into another form. What is that? He is very weak to walk. No, he is so weak that he cannot walk. This is right. So the to sentence can be changed or can be transformed into so dash dash that sentence. So he is too, he is so weak to. Instead of this to, you have to use that. After that, he cannot, newly you have to use walk. So this is how you have to change the to sentence into so that. So this is the first form, this is the other form. So therefore this is only the correct form, correct transformation. He is weak but walks. No, he is so weak as he walks. No. So your answer is B, right? And you go to the 24th question, choose the correct finite verb. There are two kinds of main verbs: finite verbs and non-finite verbs. Finite verbs are limited by the subject, whereas non-finite verbs are not limited, okay, by the subject. This is only the difference between the finite and non-finite verbs. Here you pay attention. Sheila goes to the market to buy vegetables. Some sentence is given here. So here you pay attention. She goes. This is the finite verb because it is restricted or is limited by this subject. As long as this subject is there, this verb will stand. Suppose if they is there, then this verb will change. Therefore, here this verb is restricted by this subject. That is the nature of a finite verb. But here you see, to buy, that is also a verb, but it is not restricted or limited by any subject. Whether there is she, it doesn't change. Whether they, it doesn't change. Whether I, whether we, whatever may be the subject here, that doesn't change, whereas this verb changes. If the verb changes according to the subject, then it is called a finite verb, because it is limited by the subject. Whereas even if the subject changes, if the verb doesn't change, that kind of verb is called a non-finite verb, because it is not limited or restricted by this subject. All main verbs are called finite verbs. What are the non-finite verbs means? They are two infinitives, Okay, participle, gerunds. These three are called non-finite verbs. To infinitive means to plus some verb. To go, to play, to sing, to buy is there, to go is there, to read is there. So these are called to infinitive. Participle means ing form. Going, singing, jumping, all. Gerund are also ing form verbs. So these three are called non-finites. Only the main verbs are called, they are finite verbs. And you know the position of the finite verbs is only immediately beside the subject. And here you pay attention. He writes. This is the subject and this is the finite verb. Always the finite verbs are written immediately beside the subject. What is the finite verb here? Writes is only the finite verb. Neatly not, he not. So A is the right one. Okay. 25th question. Choose the correct use of conjunction. Okay. And here some sentence is given. He worked hard, dash he failed. What conjunction should be used here? And let us look at the given option. So he worked hard, so he failed. No. He worked hard because he failed. No. He worked hard and he failed. No. But he worked hard at he failed. At means అయినప్పటికీ అతడు కష్టపడి చదివాడు అయినప్పటికీ he failed. So at you have to use this C is the right one. Now you go to the third section of this question paper, that is all about phonetics and composition. And here I am going to give you 10 questions altogether, and now let us solve all of them. And here the word cat begins with the sound. You know how does the word cat begin? Okay, let me write the phonetic transcription of that. Cat. This is the phonetic transcription. Ka, yat, cat. Phonetic transcription. And how is that cat beginning? Here it is clear. Ka sound. Not sa, sha, ta. This is sa. This is sha. This is ta. You know very well. And you go to the 27th question. The vowel sound in seat is. In seat, what kind of vowel sound do you find? A. This is A. Do you find A in this? No. E. This is I. This is ya. A, E, I, ya. What do you find in this? You find E, seat. Therefore, B is the right one. Okay, you go to the 28th question. Stress falls on the first syllable. On which word the stress falls on the first syllable means today, today, second syllable. Begin, second syllable. Before, second syllable. But in this word father, it falls on the first syllable. Father, father, mother. The first syllable is receiving the stress. Whereas in these three other words, today, D is receiving the syllable stress. And in this word begin, G is receiving the stress. And before, this F is receiving the stress. So therefore, your answer is B. 29th question, rising intonation. Rising intonation means the pitch of the voice will go high towards the end of that sentence or phrase. So that is called what's the rising intonation. And generally you find the rising intonation in yes/no questions. Let me give you one example to make understand this. Are you a student? This is an yes/no question. That means the answer to this question will be either yes or no. Are you a student? నీవు ఒక విద్యార్థివా? If it is okay, you say yes. If it is no, you say no. Is he a doctor? Is he a doctor? If it is yes, you say yes. If not, no. So, is he a doctor? So, rising it. Do you smoke? Rising intonation. Do you smoke? You smoke chestava? The voice is rising at the end of the sentence, and therefore this rising intonation is used in the yes/no questions. Yes/no questions are also called verbal questions. They are also called ordinary questions. Therefore, here A is your answer. And you go to the 30th question. The correct form of reported speech. What is that? He said to me, don't touch it. So this is the direct speech. Said to is called the reporting verb. This is the direct speech, but for this, the whole sentence is called the direct speech. Okay, and here he is asking you to change this sentence into indirect speech, and the indirect speech is also called by another name, that is the reported speech. Before we look at the given options, let us change this sentence into indirect speech on our own. So here set 2 is there. The direct speech, the sentence is beginning with don't. Don't means it is an imperative sentence. Whenever there is an imperative sentence, you must change this set 2 into asked. ఇక్కడ డోంట్ ఉన్నట్టయితే ఈ సెట్ టు అనే రిపోర్టింగ్ వెర్బ్ ను ఆస్క్డ్ గా మార్చవలెను. హీ ఆస్క్డ్ మీ. And not don't, when don't is there, that should be turned into not to. And touch it, no change it. This must be your answer. He asked me not to touch it. And shall we look at the given options to choose the right one? He told. In other cases, this said to can be turned into told, but not in this case. Whenever there is don't in the direct speech, this said to must be changed into asked. So told is not the right one, therefore this is wrong. He said to me don't touch it. No, he said to not to touch it. He asked me not to touch it. The correct one is the B. B is the right one. You move on to the 31st question. A good paragraph should have unity and coherence. Unity and coherence, not length, not figures of speech, not decoration. Unity means, you know very well, unity of ideas, unity of thoughts. Okay, and coherence means logical and systematic connection with all sentences. So there will be so many sentences in the given passage, and all the sentences must be logically connected with one another. That is called coherence. Right, and therefore A is going to be your answer. 32nd question. Yours faithfully is used. When do we use yours faithfully? The address is known? No. The name is unknown? Yes. It is informal? No. It is a friend? No. So whenever the name of the addressee is unknown, then you say yours faithfully. ఎవరికైతే లెటర్ రాస్తామో వాడిని అడ్రసీ అంటాం. ఆ అడ్రసీ మనకు ఎవడో తెలియకపోతే కింద యువర్స్ ఫెయిత్ఫుల్లీ అని రాస్తాం. 33rd question. The abbreviation id esta. Id esta. It is a Latin abbreviation. Id esta. Id esta means what? That is to say, anaga. That is, or that is to say, anaga. That is the English meaning. Okay, and here example given, no. That is okay. As example, no. For instance, no. So that is only the right one. You go to the 34th question. The dictionary entry active will show. Suppose you have come across the dictionary entry active. Active is found in the dictionary. So what does it show there? Parts of speech. Okay, it will show the part of speech, and it will show the meaning, it will show the pronunciation, it will show all these things. Therefore D is going to be your answer. And you go to the 35th question. The phonetic symbol, this is sha. When you long sha, this is called sha, represents the sound in which of these words can you find this sound? Ship, the very first word. In this word you can find this sha sound. Sip, sa sound. Sleep, sa sound. Cheap, sa sound. So here ship is the right one. 4th section, that is the literature section. This is the last section of the question paper, and 15 questions are given in this section, and they all pertain to the literature. And this time you are asked to go through some poems, essays, dramas and novels and all that. 2 poems are prescribed. A slumber did my spirit seal, where the mind is without fear. These are the 2 poems prescribed for study. And then of studies and what makes a nation. These are the 2 essays prescribed for study. And then 12th night and the importance of being earnest. These are the 2 dramas prescribed for study. And then animal farm and to kill a mockingbird. So these are the 2 novels. So all these from those textual aspects, so questions are going to be given in the examination. And I have made videos on all those things except on to kill a mockingbird, so written by Harper Lee. So So I'm going to make a video on that very shortly. So you can find in my videos all these things. And here you pay attention. A slumber did my spirit seal. The poet mourns. Mourns means laments. ప్రలాపిస్తున్నాడు. దేని గురించి అతడు ప్రలాపిస్తున్నాడు ఈ పోయంలో? Here his own death, no. Lucy's death is the right one. Nature's loss, no. Time's power. Okay, and B is the right one. You go to the next question, 37th one. The theme of a slumber did my spirit seal is what? Here, immortality of the soul. So that's not the theme of the poem, because soul is always immortal. Hope and faith, no. Human greed, no. But loss and acceptance. He lost his beloved and he has accepted that loss. Reconciles himself with nature. So therefore, this B is the theme of this poem. You go to the next poem, in where the mind is without fear, where knowledge is free, refers to. That means in this poem, this line is there. And what does this line mean? And here you pay attention. Universal education is correct. Independence of thought is correct. Freedom from ignorance is correct. All these are correct. Therefore, D is going to be your answer. 39th question. Tagore's poem, Where the Mind is Without Fear, is a prayer. Prayer for what? He's praying for what? Political freedom? No. Economic equality? No. Social life? No. But true freedom of mind and spirit. He's praying God for true freedom of mind and spirit. For that he is praying in this where the mind is without fear. And you please watch my videos on that. Okay, the 40th question. In Off Studies, written by Francis Bacon, compares studies to what? He compares studies to food. Reading books is just like eating food. Just as food gives strength to the body, these books will give strength to the mind. And therefore, this Francis Bacon compares studies to food, not exercise, not clothing, not books, right? And you go to the 41st question. Reading maketh a full man. Reading makes a full man. That means if you read extensively, you become full. Full with what? Full with knowledge. A knowledgeable person, in other words. And here, what is that? Reading fills the mind with wisdom. That's the first one, is the right one. Reading makes busy, no. Reading wastes time, no. Reading makes one proud, no. So A is the right one. 42nd question. In What Makes a Nation, written by Rajagopalachari. Okay. What does he emphasize in that essay? Wealth, no. Race, no. Territory, no. But character and morality. That means, everybody must have a good character. Everybody must have moral values. And you go to the 43rd question. According to C. Rajagopalachari, the true basis of a nation is, what is the true basis? The foundation of a nation is common language, no. Political unity, no. Shared wealth, no. But common character and ideals. So common character and common ideals, and that is only the foundation for a great nation, for a good nation. That is what this Rajagopalachari tells us in that beautiful essay. I have also made a beautiful video on this. Try to watch it. 44th question. In Animal Farm, written by George Orwell, the animals revolt against Mr. Jones, the farmer and the owner of that Manor farm. And Napoleon, no. Snowball, no. Boxer, no. All the animals revolted against this Mr. Jones, the farmer and the estate owner of Manor Farm. 45th question. The commandment, all animals are equal, changes into, on this Animal Farm, one of the rules was all animals are equal. And after some time on that farm, this rule has been changed into one of these rules. What is that? All animals must work? No. All pigs are equal? No. But all animals are equal. But some animals are more equal than others. So this B is the right one. You go to the next question. In To Kill a Mockingbird. Okay, I'm sorry, I have not made a video on this. Very shortly, I'm going to make a video. And Atticus Finch, this is the leading character of that novel. And it's a lawyer, he's a sincere man, honest man, and a dedicated person. He wants to save that black man from the allegation that he raped some American woman or a white woman. So whatever it is, it's all an allegation, a fictitious charge. From that fictitious charge, this Atticus Finch wants to save him. Okay, and I will talk to you about this novel later on. And here, Atticus Finch is a symbol of what? Corruption, no. Racism, no. Prejudice, no. But justice and integrity. This Atticus Finch was a symbol of justice and integrity. 47th question. The novel To Kill a Mockingbird deals mainly with what? This mainly deals with childhood and racial injustice. This is only the theme. Coming to age, education is not the right one, comedy is not the right one, fantasy is not the right one, and childhood and racial injustice, that is only the main theme of this To Kill a Mockingbird, written by Harper Lee. 48th question. The importance of being earnest satirizes. Satirize means criticizes what? Yes, Victorian hypocrisy. So in those days, the people of high class, they use it to maintain hypocrisy. Okay, and that's why Victorian hypocrisy. And about this, I have dealt with in this drama. You please try to watch this video. You can understand that. Medieval morality, no. Romance, no. History, no. You go to the last but one question of this question paper. In 12th night, Viola disguises herself as. So this Viola disguises herself as Olivia, no. Orsino, no. Maria, no. But Cesario. 50th question. In Anton Chekhov's The Bet, the lawyer renounces the money. He renounces means he gives up the bet money. Why? Because he's mad? No. He dies? No. The banker refuses payment? No. But he despises materialism. That means he ignores materialism. He doesn't like materialism. He doesn't like this worldliness. He doesn't like this worldly wealth. And that is why he renounces the money. And this is the end of the question paper. And with this explanatory video will come to an end. Please watch this video. If you have still any more doubts with regard to any one of the answers I have explained in this explanatory video, please bring it to my notice. If I make any mistake voluntarily or involuntarily, you please bring it to my notice. I'm here to correct it and pin it to the video. And with the second model question paper, I shall be back to you. Until then, bye, see you, all of you.